We are live! It's Coach Ryan with RN Body Transformations, owner and coach here to help you transform. I was going to change my shirt and my hat, but I figured I'd come at you as the White Knight. It's very clickable. If you see somebody in all white, I don't know. It sounded good in my head. Anyway, today we're going to be going through the best choice eating out meal guide. The fact of the matter is, I would have to say, a lot of us out there, me included, that does not like eating the same thing every single day. And sometimes you just need to switch it up, right? You need to go to a restaurant, you need to go eat something different in a new environment. You know, there's something about just eating with a bunch of strangers that you don't talk to in the restaurant that just like, it feels good. So we want to be able to give you some options so that you have some, we'll say, better choices that, so you can keep your results going, really simply put. But before we dive into this, if you just want to let me know in the comments that you're here and we will make this happen. I'm actually going to tag everyone in here as well. And so you guys know too, this resource was created by you guys. You gave all the recommendations in here for the restaurants that we're about to go into. So if you do see any posts around asking you specifically what you're looking for, let us know what you're looking for so that we can make it for you. Let's tag everyone in here. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday out there. Let's give that all tag, bam. And that's going to be, oh, that's weird. I didn't have that there. Boop. That's going to be, come grab your best choice eating out guide. Bah. Cool. All right, let's dive in. Let's go through it. So a couple things to keep in mind. First one, I'll just read from it so that I'm not going too far off. Dining out can be a delightful experience, offering a break from the routine, an opportunity to savor diverse cuisines. However, often comes with the challenge of maintaining a healthy diet, right? You got the tempting menus, large portion sizes, making nutritious choices can seem daunting at times. But fear not. With these simple strategies, you can enjoy restaurant meals without compromising your health goals. Here are 7 easy tips to help you eat healthy while eating out. Number 1, plan ahead. Before heading to the restaurant, take a few minutes to look at the menu online. This helps you identify healthier options and can help you make more informed choices without the pressure of the moment, right? I think I've heard, or I've said in the past, and I've heard it before I started saying it, never go grocery shopping when you're hungry, right? We don't make the best decisions. Same thing with going to a restaurant, you know? It's like, oh, that looks good, or okay, fine, just a little bit, versus already having the plan in place. Number 2, choose wisely, right? Opt for grilled, baked, or steamed dishes whenever possible instead of fried or sauteed. These cooking methods typically use less oil, right? Less calories and retain more nutrients. Watch your portions. So restaurants often serve large portions, like Cheesecake Factory is a good example. Consider sharing a dish with a friend or ordering a half portion and asking for half of it packed right away for you, which is what I used to do when I was cutting all the time, and clients have seen great success with it. Waiters are totally happy to accommodate you with that. Load up on your vegetables. Start with a salad or order a side of steamed vegetables. These not only add essential nutrients, micronutrients, it's going to make you feel better and improve your organ health, but also reduces the temptation to overeat less healthy options because you have more food volume and you're full. Customize your order. Don't hesitate to ask for modifications. Request dressings and sauces on the side. Ask for whole grain options. Swap out fries for salad or vegetables. And then, of course, this is crucial. Stay hydrated. Drink water before and during your meal. This can help control hunger and reduce the likelihood of mistaking thirst for hunger. And the last one is just mindful eating. Pay attention to your hunger and fullness cues. Eat slowly, savor each bite, and stop eating when you feel satisfied, not stuffed. This is probably one of the hardest things for me to shift in my early 20s because I was just conditioned kind of from an early age to eat until I'm stuffed. And I think that had something to do with the fact that I was really active and probably like overly active, and I didn't have a lot of time to eat. So when I did eat, I had to like force it in, and that's not much different than a lot of the nurses, healthcare workers that we help. I mean, you're so busy through the day that when you do eat, it's like, I gotta get it all in, baby. But then that doesn't really translate well to off days, because then we're just eating until we're stuffed all day, and that's not a good recipe for being in a caloric deficit. So incorporate these tips, and you'll be essentially rocking and rolling. So we're going to go over just a few of them. We have a bunch of restaurants in here: Olive Garden, and these are all recommended by you guys. Carrabba's, I don't know how to say that one. They're not around me. Chipotle, Taco Bell, El Pollo Loco, Panda Express, Burger King, McDonald's, Arby's, Sonic. Now, by no means am I recommending, oh yeah, just go to Sonic, but it's just, if these are around you, what are the healthier options you can choose? Shake Shack, Subway, Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, Pizza Hut even, Domino's, Panera, Texas Roadhouse, Cheesecake Factory, which is what I mentioned before, Applebee's, and there's a bunch of them. So we're going to go over a few of them here. If you want this, if you want a copy, just drop a comment below and say, let's see, what's a good thing to say? Let's go with, trying to think of something clever, but it probably doesn't have to be that clever. Comment below, I love eating out. All caps. I love eating out. And then an emoji. And we'll send you a copy. But we're going to go over it now. Yeah, because I would just save this on my phone if I were you. And before we jump into, let's just see if we have any comments to answer, and we will go. If this is at all beneficial to you guys, feel free to drop a comment, and we'll dive in. Here we go. More people will see it. So first thing, if you're heading to Olive Garden this weekend or tonight, opt for the herb grilled salmon. Of course, you're still going to have a ton of fat, but with that, it's just a better option than, let's say, your chicken parm. Chicken parm is actually not the worst too, because at least you get some protein from the chicken, but better than like a straight fettuccine alfredo. You're going to see lower carbs here. Majority of calories are from the fat, which a lot of, probably around half, is from butter. It is what it is. You're eating out. It's going to taste great. But the other half are from the salmon itself. So you're going to be getting some good omega-3s in there and some good good sources of fat. And then super high protein, or we'll say high protein comparatively, which is fantastic. Spaghetti with marinara. And this is if you're just like not loving meat sauce. Personally, I would recommend going with a meat sauce option or a meatball option, because when you have the meat sauce or the meatball option, you're going to increase your protein probably up to about 30, 35, 40. But of course, it does add some fat and calories to it too, but this would be a lower calorie option. Man, I've never been to Carrabba's, but a lot of you wanted it on here. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Can somebody tell me how to say this? It's fantastic. I've never eaten here. But after looking it up, here are some of your best options: 4-cheese, sausage stuffed mushrooms, Mama Mandola's Sicilian chicken soup, and mezzaluna. And then one of my favorites, Chipotle. Let's go. You got the Wholesome Bowl, which 29 grams of fat. Again, looking at a lot of healthy fats in here, which when it comes to fat loss, right, I don't want to say fat is fat, but in the immediate term, fat is fat. A calorie is a calorie to an extent. But long term, of course, it's all about health, and it's all about making sure that you have a healthy system. So we do want to make sure that the majority of the calories you're getting in are high micronutrient, right? Which is just what healthy means, right? Healthy means a lot of things, but that's what I think of it as. And then, of course, with your fat, 29 grams of fat, 18 grams of carbs, 35 grams of protein. I always recommend, when you're going to Chipotle, it's so easy. You're in the line, just ask for double protein. So And you can even do what I call a pause double. So if you go to Chipotle and you're like, hey, can I get double meat or can I get double chicken? They'll give you a certain portion, like maybe 1.5. But if you say, hey, can I get chicken? They'll put like a lot on. And then you say, actually, could you make that double after they're done? And they like load it. So, hey, just a little strategy if you're looking to maximize your protein and not pay more, much more. 3 steak tacos. And then, of course, Taco Bell. A lot of you wanted Taco Bell. I can't sit here and necessarily recommend like, hey, go to these places, but right, this game's a balance, right? The most important thing, and this is subjective, the most important thing when you're on this journey is being able to start and never stop again. So if by incorporating these things into your eating every week, depending on who you are, every couple days, every 2 weeks, if that's what you need to not feel deprived and keep going on the right track, hallelujah, let's do it. Because remember, it's better to be on track 80% of the time, on track 80% of the time, and off track or eating non-optimal foods 20% of the time, than the opposite, right? Than being 100% on, I'm perfect for 6 weeks, but then you fall completely off the wagon for the next 6 months because we deprived, right? And there's too much pain associated with that plan. So yes, incorporate these things, right? You could eat Taco Bell every single day and still lead a really healthy lifestyle if the other meals were very very good at filling the nutritional gaps, you were exercising, sleeping enough. So remember that being fit and being healthy isn't just about being perfect all the time. I've said this once and I'll say it 100,000 times. All of our coaches on the team, nobody's 100%. Nobody. It's a spectrum of 0 to 100%. And we fall towards the upper, 80, 90, 95%. But we're not perfect, and neither should you, unless you really want to be and you can sustain it, right? Just little things to keep in mind here. Hopefully, it's making sense. So if you are going to Taco Bell, crunchy taco, probably going to be more ideal. And again, I don't know because I don't go to Taco Bell, but I'm sure you could ask for more meat. Not really sure. But the best thing probably here is going to be the Power Bowl, where you're going to be having quite a bit higher protein than any of the taco options. El Pollo Loco, of course, you got the legs and thighs, going to have higher fat content, but great protein. Chicken tortilla soup, decent protein as well for the amount of calories. You got your Panda Express. We're going all the way, baby. Panda Express, grilled teriyaki chicken, string bean chicken breast, broccoli beef. Burger King, baby. If you're going for breakfast, get that pancake platter, which that's more if you're just looking for something, I'll say sweet. Not really high in protein. It's really just all carbs, to be honest. You can go with a classic hamburger. Again, hamburgers get, I think, a bad rap. A lot of people think that like hamburgers are bad, they're junk food. And the fact of the matter is, like if you were to divide up every part of a hamburger, it's actually pretty good. Like could it use more lettuce? Maybe, but it's kind of like a salad. If you take away the cheese, you cut up the meat. It's like having a little bit of a what is it called? A sirloin salad, if you will. The bread's probably not the best, but again, it's all about percentages. If you eat one hamburger, if you eat this meal, hypothetically, let's say you went to Burger King or Chipotle, you could pretty much go, that's like a killer meal. You could go there every day if you really wanted to. But like, because some of these other options that are probably going to be, we all know, quite a bit unhealthy. Even if you ate like Saturday and Sunday for dinner, Burger King or whatever it is, hypothetically, like if you're going to eat 21 meals a week, that's 5% per meal. If you had 2 of these meals as fast food, you'd still be 90% on. I don't even know if I'm 90% on, right? Who knows? I'd have to tally it up. But this is, again, just a reminder, and I keep beating this dead horse, but the perfection is not the game. It's all about progress. It's all about just doing a bit better than you did last week. Build your brick house, not a house of cards, right? We're trying to build brick by brick, not House of Cards where you get a lot of results really quickly and then it all blows down and you go back to your starting point. We don't want to play that game. But if you're going to Burger King, Chicken Jr., McDonald's, Egg McMuffin, some chicken nuggets, at least you get some protein, hamburger. If you're going to Arby's, classic roast beef, I believe you can get extra meat on there as well. Classic beef and cheddar. Sonic, go with the cheeseburger, chicken crispy sandwich, chicken tenders. Have I named your favorite restaurant yet? I know that a lot of you are probably out, or a lot of you are working right now and don't have the opportunity to see. We got Gloria here. What's up? Chase here. Good to see you, brother. Lori. Kara Bad. Okay, now we got it. Now we got it. Shake Shack, if you guys do want this, feel free to just comment below. I love eating out, and I'll send it right over to you. We got chicken bites, a Shake Shack, a shroom burger on lettuce wrap. I actually haven't had this before, but my wife has. I'm sorry, not my wife. It just reminded me of a really funny clip. I'll tell you really fast. So there was a famous soccer player that was doing his celebration speech, and he's like, "I'd like to thank my wife and my girlfriend. I mean just my wife." That was funny. You might have seen it, but anyway, not my wife, my mom. I had this, and she seemed to really like it. Popular food restaurants, Subway, of course. Subway, it's all about just loading on the meat. Of course, you're gonna have a bit of a higher sodium content in many cases, but again, sodium's not bad on its own, right? Sodium, yes, can get too high in excess, but I know this is gonna sound crazy, but every morning, this is 2.2 liters, about a half a gallon of water. I start my day with full lemon, full lime, 2.2 liters of water. I'm about finished. It's about 1 o'clock. And I put in 4 cranks of pink Himalayan salt. Why would I be putting salt in my water? That's crazy. It's so that I can stay hydrated. Salt's not bad. Sodium's not bad. You need it, actually, to be able to stay hydrated. If you've ever drank plain water and haven't eaten, water goes right through you a lot of times if you don't have enough sodium in it's electrolytes, right? That's what we're talking about here, electrolytes. So if you don't have enough electrolytes, your body just whisses, just gets rid of the water. We want to hold on to it, right? We want it absorbed into the cells so that our body can work more effectively as well. Now, am I coming in here saying salt's the best thing? You should just crank that thing right into your mouth? No. But it's a balance, right? If you're going to Subway or you're going to any of these places, they have higher sodium. You're eating it 5 to 10% of your meals per week. You don't really need to worry about it, right? It'll all balance out. Anyway, that's about it. And then it's a bunch of Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, Pizza Hut. We can talk about pizzas for a second. Why not? We're here. We'll talk about pizzas. Want to make sure that I'm not oh, did I lose you? What happened? Where'd it go? There you go. I want to make sure that I'm not missing any comments. So for pizza, as you could imagine, the veggie lovers, lowest calorie. Now this is per slice, not per pizza. Keep that in mind. Buffalo chicken pizza, of course, chicken, right? You already know, higher protein. Hawaiian pizza, chicken, right? Higher protein. And then, of course, veggie. Pretty much veggie and meat pizza, generally chicken, because it's going to be lower fat, because you're going to get a higher fat content with the pizza anyway. You could go with the meat lovers, but you're going to be really cranking up the fat, so that's going to be higher calories. You got your spinach and feta pizza, Honolulu, Hawaiian. And then, of course, at Panera, Greek yogurt with mixed berries, which a lot of people don't even know they have that. I didn't for a long time. And then you got a almond chicken salad sandwich, Fiji apple salad with chicken. This is something that I get pretty much 3 times a week. Again, higher fat content, lower protein content, but tastes super good, and it's better option than eating cookies, and I love it. So I eat it. So it's again, it's you're not going to these places because they're the best thing for you. You're going to these places for convenience and to have variety, and then just making better choices while you're there. So make sure it's something you enjoy. Texas Roadhouse. The hardest thing about Texas Roadhouse is like not downing all of the bread. Oh my god, the fresh bread. You guys know what I'm talking about? The fresh bread with the what is it? The cinnamon butter. You guys know what I'm talking about? Oh my god, literally so good. So that's the hardest thing, and then also not to eat all those peanuts. But yeah, grilled shrimp starter, Texas red chili with beans. Beans have a good amount of micronutrients in there as well, and great fiber. Grilled salmon salad, sirloin with vegetables, as you can imagine, and then Cheesecake Factory, some chicken lettuce tacos, beet and avocado salad. Oop, little typo. Oop. Don't worry about it. Shrimp and angel hair pasta, grilled chicken breast, strawberry chicken salad, Tex-Mex shrimp bowl, sirloin with vegetables, and the list goes on quite a bit more. Last 2 pages. It's more of what you would see. And then this is a shameless plug. One of our success stories down here. You can click it and watch it if you like. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully this is beneficial to at least one person out there. I know for me, for a long, I would say 5 to 6 years, I ate perfectly. Everything was super, I'll say, bland. I don't know if that's perfect. I wouldn't even consider that perfect, but I ate what I'd consider very optimally from like 18 to 24 I'm sorry, 16 to 22, just about. And then I realized, like, hey, it's not worth being 100%. I can be 95% or 90% and still have, again, 90% of the results, if not to the naked eye, probably what seems to be 100% of results, but have 90% of the health and at the same time enjoy myself way more and make it more sustainable. So I recommend that for anybody. Like the most important thing in lifetime transformation, sustainable, you never go back, is making sure whatever you're doing feels like you're just living your life. I was just talking, and you probably saw it, or maybe you didn't, you can see it, it's probably above or below this. I was talking to Laura, I think it was yesterday. Wow. I was talking to Laura yesterday. And for her, the reason she feels like this time is really different 4 months into her journey is that she has no deprivation around food. She just feels like she's living her life. And that's where we really need to get to, because when you're there, you win, right? When you're there, I said yesterday that the position that you want to get to is you hit your final goal and for weeks or months, you're not even aware of it. Now that's quite a change in perspective from what a lot of us are used to, because we're so dogmatic on the number, on the goal, I gotta hit it. And it becomes so emotional that when we don't hit it as quickly as we want and we're doing all this effort, we stop. That's a negative feedback loop, checking the scale, or can be, I should say. Where a lot of the clients that I've seen hit their final goal, they do it and notice in the future because they're busy just living their life, right? They're not on this hard mountain climb. They're just living their life. And then they just so happen to step on the scale because they go to a doctor's appointment. They're not weighing themselves regularly anymore. They're just living their life. They're doing their habits. And they step on a scale at the doctor, and the doctor reads back, oh, wow, 148. And they turn, and, 148? What do you mean? Let me do it again. And they hop it again, and it's like 147.8. And they're like, oh my God. They don't even know. And they don't know because they're not obsessing over it. They're just living their life. So my recommendation to you, if you're really trying to transform your body and sustain it forever and have this time be the last time, approach it in a way that is like you're just living your life. How do you do that? Assess where you are. What is your starting point? And then once you know what your starting point is, all you're going to do is lay one brick. What is the next step? What's one brick you can lay? Don't worry about doing everything week one or day one, getting all excited and doing everything in the beginning, because that's like building a house of cards that gets blown over when the first stressor from life comes and, tears it down. Where if on the other side, we can do one thing, hey, I'm gonna during my lunch break, I'm just gonna walk around the halls. Awesome, right? And while I walk, I'm going to listen to something empowering, some empowering type of audio book, right? Something that, maybe it's something like this in the group. It's one of our podcasts or whatever. Or it's just something that allows you to start to believe something different about what you can do and what you're capable of. Because I'll promise you that the hardest thing about this, maybe not the hardest thing, the most important thing about starting your journey is you have to believe it's possible. And the only way you believe it's possible is if you get new evidence for the fact that it is. Because a lot of us are in this group and we haven't started yet this time because we still have the scars of all the times we've tried in the past. And when you look at all that evidence, you've tried and failed 10 to 12 times, that hurts. And if that's all the evidence you're looking at, you're saying, well, why is this time going to be any different? What we have to do is get new evidence. That's why we do the client interviews in the group. We did, I think, three in the last 2 weeks. So go and watch those. They're 20, 30 minutes long. We did one with Kylie, we did one with Laura, we did one with Brooke. And those are so you can see, hold on a second. These women were starting from a position that was similar to mine, trying and failing other things. Not believing really, okay, maybe this time could be different, but they weren't sold 100% until they started seeing it happen for themselves. You can make this happen. And I say that because I've seen people that had been beat down that have made this happen for themselves. The analogy I like to use is the elephant that, if you've ever been to the circus, I don't know if they still use elephants in circuses, but how they would train elephants for the circus, and have them not run away, is they would take the elephant and tie its leg around the post of a tent when it's a little baby. And the elephant would try for weeks and months to get away, but it would just not be able to move the tent because it's a baby. And then eventually it made up in its mind that I'm never going to escape. If I have this thing around my leg, it means I'll never escape. And even as the elephant becomes big and powerful and could rip down the entire tent, just like if you're out there watching, you can transform your body and sustain it forever. I promise you, your body is not unique. You do, yes, your hormones play a role, but they are not the defining factor. I promise you, I've heard it all. And I've never, so far, worked with somebody that was not able to get to a point that they were happy with if they followed the approach of playing an infinite game, which means you start and never stop again. And that doesn't mean you deprive yourself. It should feel like you're just living your life. But that elephant, it could rip it all down, but it doesn't, because it made up in its mind that it can't. So are you the elephant, right? Have you made up in your mind that I no longer can? Or it's too hard? Sure, what you've tried in the past probably was too hard. I probably wouldn't have done it either. I was talking to a client recently that said that the last thing she tried before this was 75 hard. If you don't know what 75 hard is, I wouldn't recommend it. You have to work out twice a day and eat perfectly. I don't want to do 75 hard. and I'm pretty fit. God, that's kill you. But again, if that's what somebody wants to do, that's fine. But if you're trying long-term sustainable weight loss, long-term, I highly recommend. The approach I've seen work the best, most with the highest success rate is small incremental steps that stack. And then by the time you're, in week 24, you can look back over the last 24 weeks and see these 24 habits laid in front of you and go, oh my God, because I've only been adding one thing a week, it feels so easy. That's the point, right? If we want to do something forever, it should feel easy. which is contrary to the hustle mentality of, trying to get fit in today's day and age. So hopefully this is beneficial. I just went on a long ramble for you. If you guys want that PDF, feel free to just let us know in the comments. You can type in I love eating out and we'll send it over to you. And that's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hope you guys have a super great day, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye.